ABC News Ghana Television, I am Peggy Nyakwa Bano. Coming up in the headlines. Experts has urged the government to relax and close the fiscal year before opening domestic and international capital markets. President Mahama has urged traders and transport unions to reduce prices of goods for the benefit of all Ghanaians amidst the cedi gains. We've got these and more coming up shortly. Do stay. President John Dramani Mahama has revealed that Ghana's reinstated road toll system will be entirely digital, eliminating fiscal toll booths and manual payments. He made this announcement at the 9th Ghana CEO Summit on May 26, 2025. The new system will automatically conduct tolls from drivers' mobile money accounts or bank accounts linked to their Ghana cards. President Mahama emphasized the digital model will improve compliance, reduce revenue loss, and is part of a broader plan to use technology for infrastructure, development, and economic revitalization.
When you spoke, I mean, the opportunities are endless. We said in the budget that we're going to reintroduce road tolls. And so they've been talking about, what the modality should be and all that. But the good thing today is every car is linked to the owner's Ghana card. And so we don't need to have the old toll gates and those cards that you stand and open and all that. We'll just go straight digitalized. If it's one cedi, if you cross the East Legon Bridge, Governor and Finance Minister will all be happy. We'll just take a picture of your car, and then it will take the bill to your mobile money or your bank account and just pay one cedi, only one cedi. So things are looking up. I'm happy to see my friend Subi. He sold me my first EV car, a little nippy Wuling Chinese car. And today my boys quarrel over who should use it because they don't pay petrol, they don't pay electricity. The charger is in my house. So they come and park it and plug it in. And when it has a full charge, 330 kilometers, they are good to go. And so,
meanwhile, President John Dramani Mahama also urged businesses to adjust their prices to reflect the recent strengthening of the cedi, emphasizing that Ghanaians should benefit from lower living costs. He reaffirmed his commitment to fiscal responsibility and praised companies already reducing prices accordingly. President Mahama commended the Ghana Private Road Transport Union for quickly cutting transport fares, calling it a key move to ease financial burdens on citizens. His remarks follow signs of economic stabilization and a stronger cedi in recent weeks.
That will maintain the current fiscal discipline and work to maintain a conducive environment for your businesses to thrive. Let me take the opportunity to commend those of you who have responded to the cedi's appreciation by reducing prices of your products and services, and thereby passing some of the relief from the hardship to Ghanaians. And so, Oka and all of you, thank you very much. GPRTU, thank you very much. And so, for those of you who have not responded yet, please.
Moving on, economist Dr. Daniel Amateye Enim has expressed concerns over the government's plan to open both the domestic and international capital markets. He emphasized the importance of completing the ongoing IMF negotiations before proceeding and argued that doing so would better position the country to secure favorable rates in the capital market. In response to the president's recent announcements regarding plans to assess domestic and international
as the macro inflation, the city, well, the cost of capital is low. And, when we are able to demonstrate, my view is that when you go to the market, you will get a very good rate. Okay. But now, if you go to the capital market, you're unlikely to get a very good rate. And, it is not just about going to the capital market and get funding, but it's about getting a competitive rate so that at the end of the day, we will be in a position to meet obligation as and when they fall due. On the other hand, I understand so have only 4-year tenure to be able to execute his plans. And if you look at his plan, he wants to improve infrastructure development, and you cannot do that without liquidity, without funds. I think it is against that background that His Excellency wanted to quickly knock at the capital market so that he will be able to borrow so much for infrastructure development. Okay, by my view, purely from an economic perspective, is that if we are able to relax and go to.
Now, Dr. Amate Enim has acknowledged that the President's 8-pillar strategy to restore Ghana's economic stability is a step in the right direction, but he expressed skepticism about its implementation. He pointed out that over the years, the country has struggled with consistent policy implementation and sustainability, which has resulted in setbacks and economic losses. Dr. Amate Enim called for a well-structured and disciplined approach to managing President Mahama's economic recovery plan. He expressed hope that if the strategy is effectively executed, it will yield the intended results.
I must admit, progressive on paper, and it has the propensity of transforming the economy if so pursued by one that it most have to do with making Ghana an investment and trade hub. If you recall, we've started ourselves as a gateway to the continent, to Africa. But as we speak now, Rwanda has taken that leadership, whether we like it. Oh yes, that is it. Even our neighbors, Cote d'Ivoire, they are doing very well. We are losing so much investment to Cote d'Ivoire. People are seeing Cote d'Ivoire as the best destination. Okay, so if His Excellency wanted to revitalize and ensure that we have Ghana as a trade hub, an investment hub, I think that's the way to go. But the point is that I think in terms of policies, we don't have so much issue. But in terms of implementation, that's where the issue is. So he must ensure that those who will be tasked to pursue that agenda, that's so.
In more news, the Ghana Online Drivers Union has clarified that the fare cut announced by the Ghana Private Road Transport Union does not apply to ride-hailing services, as they were not consulted or involved in the decision. In an interview with City News, Union's president, Francis Tenge, explained that their group operates independently of the GPRTU and lacks official recognition from the Trades Union Congress, despite applying since 2021. He emphasized that companies like Uber, Bolt, and Yango are not affiliated with the GPRTU and therefore their fare structures remain unchanged. Tenge urged the government to formally regulate the ride-hailing sector and recognize their union to enable effective dialogue and representation. Meanwhile, consumer group CAT International has called on the government to ensure that all drivers comply with the GPRTU's directive, warning against exploitation of passengers amid improving economic conditions. Let's take a look at today's exchange rates. That's all for local news. Now to the international front. France's inflation rate dropped further below the European Central Bank's 2% target, reaching a more than 4-year low and adding to arguments that borrowing costs can be cut further. Consumer prices rose 0.6% from a year ago, the weakest pace since December 2020. Analysts surveyed the Bloomberg had estimated a 0.9% advance, matching April's results. The subdued data reflects a wider pullback across the 20-nation Eurozone, with May readings from the region's biggest economies all expected to come in below the ECB's goal for the first time in 8 months. Figures from Italy, Germany, and Spain are due on Friday before the bloc as a whole publishes its report next week. Fading inflation from a peak of more than 10% in 2023 may holding policymakers pushing for additional decreases in interest rates to respond to the uncertainty from U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff threats. French price growth was restrained in May by an 8.1% annual drop in energy costs and a 0.2% decline in manufactured goods. In the services sector, which is closely watched as an indicator of underlying pressures, inflation slowed to 2.1% from 2.4%. That is all for business news updates here on ABC News Ghana Television. My name is Peggy Nyakwabano.